Hello all my beautiful sisters from those other misters. Welcome to my July beauty recap. So this is a video where I go through beauty products, makeup, hair stuff, although I've got no hair in this video. Just like I've got hair but no hair products. I go through beauty products that I have been using in the last month. So I'm going to start, look, let's put this fucking product to bed finally. This is the Dermal Quench Liquid Lift from Somerville. I have been using this for months. It's a retinol based product. I started using it every second night. I built myself up to every night, and then because it says you can use it twice a day, I started using it in the morning and at night. And in that whole time, I have seen no change. No change. It's just, this feels like such a wasted step in my routine. So I've actually pushed this to only using at night because I've got a different morning routine which is much more exciting and inspiring than this. I would not buy this. I didn't actually buy it. I got it for free from the Mecca Land gift bag. And in my last video, someone actually left a comment. They were like, why the fuck? They didn't say that, but why are you using this when you can go and get, I think it's a retinoid, is that correct? Is that the right term? That will actually like be super effective over a long period. And that's actually what I plan to do eventually. But I've got a couple of retinol products, and I want to use them. Like, this is an expensive product. I got it for free. I wanted to see what it was like. Now that I know, I've got an Ultraceuticals, I think it's like the Ultra A serum or something like that. I'm going to start using that next. But yeah, look, it might be great. If it's great, then great. But if it's not, then yeah, I think I'll just eventually go and see a dermatologist and get something prescribed. But I did mention that I have changed up my morning routine, and I'm going to show you the products that I have changed it up with. So this is from a brand called Glyco, and I've got the, my birds are making noise, but we're going to continue. Daily Resurfacing Pads and the Hydra C Treatment Mist. So the Daily Resurfacing Pads are a face pad thing. This jar contains 60 pads and they are round like so. You might be able to see that they're textured with like a crosshatch sort of texture. And essentially what you do is you wipe this over the face. The pad, the texture on the pad manually exfoliates or physically exfoliates, and the glycolic and salicylic acid is like an acid exfoliation. Now, I've been loving these, and I've actually been cutting them in half because the owner, Darren, recommended that I do that. So we met up with Darren earlier in July, and he basically, like, we had lunch, we had drinks, we had good chats, and he was very endearing to me because he gave me the impression that, like, what he was creating and what he was trying to put out to consumers was less about selling product and making money, but more about like encouraging people to make good skin decisions and improving their routine. For example, he mentioned like people who don't wash their face, or they only wash their face in the shower, and any skin enthusiast or skin junkie will know that washing your face in the shower, not really recommended. But he was like, if that's the only time I can get a customer to wash their face when they need to wash their face, then I'm gonna encourage them to do it, because sometimes something is better than nothing. Even if it's not perfect, it's like it's better than nothing. And I kind of liked that because I felt like he was not only very aware of the skin junkie and how they really would have this like fantastic routine where they're, you know, they cleanse their skin every morning and they use their actives and they hydrate well and they use sun protection and then they rinse and repeat at night, and you know, he knows that those people exist and he makes these beautiful products for them. But then he's also very aware that there are people out there who want to look after their skin, but they're not as enthusiastic as people like myself or maybe some of you watching are. So I really like that, because I felt like he had a really good handle on the fact that everyone's different and we all have like different levels of the lengths that we will go to look after our skin. And he was willing to actually, like, you know, look at things from a different angle. There's so many people that you will go and talk to about skin and they're like, no, you absolutely cannot wash your face in the shower. That is terrible. Don't do that. Bad, 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 bad. And he was like, well, fuck. If that's the only time they're going to do it, then here, take this product and wash your damn face in the shower. So I liked that. I really, like, I feel like that is a realistic way of looking at the world. It's not this, like, you have to do it my way or the highway. It's, let me embrace the way you live your life, and here are products that can help you to improve your skin regardless of the way you live your life. So I really liked that. Anyway, I think, fuck, I just went off on a tangent and I forgot what I was going to say. But I think I was going to say that he told me to cut these in half because they're really moist. And then you'll actually get more use out of it. Like I said, there's 60 pads in here, you cut them in half. It is recommended that you use it twice a day. I've only been using it in the morning because I don't know how glycolic and salicylic acid goes with like retinol products. I've heard that if you don't do it correctly, if you don't know what you're doing, then you basically negate the effects of both. So I've just been using these during the day. I do cut them in half, and Darren is 100% correct. One pad will do a face and neck, or one half of a pad will do a face and neck. So I like that. That's another reason why, like, he's super realistic about his products and consumerism for the average person, and I really appreciate that. It's refreshing. The other product I chose is the Hydra C Treatment Mist. This is peptides and vitamin C, and it is supposed to help prevent photoaging caused by UVA and UVB rays. Again, I use this in the morning because I don't know how peptides and vitamin C go with retinols. But what I do is I wash my face and then I take half of one of these and I go over my whole face and my neck, and I like wait a few minutes just to let everything dry, let my skin, you know, take on some of those acids, and then I spritz with this. And again, I let that dry and I go in with my moisturizer and sunscreen of choice. I've also been using this over my makeup when I've powdered it too heavily and it's looking really powdery. This has a really beautiful dewy finish, which I've been really enjoying. And it doesn't, like, you know, it doesn't break down the makeup or anything like that. It just sort of brings life back to an over powdered face. So I've been really enjoying those products, and he gave us some samples. I dropped one that I want to show you. He gave us a few cleansers to try. So there's the Peptide AOX Cleansing Gel and the Active Renewal Cleanser. This one has salicylic acid in it as well, so I've been really enjoying that. I was sort of, you know, I was going ham with this one when like my chin and my nose was looking not great. I was like, give me all of the salicylic acid. There's also two serums. There's the Advanced Cellular Stem C Serum, and this one can be like mixed with this dude for like an extra C boost, which I do every now and then. But the one that's like, oh my shit, is oh my shit, oh my god, oh my shit, is the Age Repair Retinol Booster. So It's a retinol product in an oil. And I don't know what oil it is, but my skin loves it. So I use this at night, and I'm getting like, you know, I'm getting my nightly retinol thing, which I'm pretty set on keeping that going because I've been, you know, I've done the hard yards, I got over the retinol uglies, and I don't want to stop. So I'm just like, keep going, keep going. But I also get that benefit of the oil in the morning. My skin responds really well to things like argan oil, jojoba oil, rosehip oil especially. So I don't know if this is a rosehip oil base, but whatever it is, my skin fucking loves it. In the morning, I've got that beautiful like glow and the softness and the plumpness that oils can give to my skin. So I've been loving that. I kind of want to buy this. I kind of want to buy it. I really, really like it. Then there were 2 moisturizers that he gave us. We've got the Cellular Defense Day Cream, SPF 15. So this is a tinted moisturizer product. And I don't know why, but for some reason, I think it's just like a fresh plant smell, but it kind of reminds me of like watermelon. It doesn't actually smell like watermelon, but that's what it reminds me of, so I kind of love it just for that. But the moisturizer that's like been a fave is the Daily Benefits Moisturizer. And this is just like a, you know, it's a white cream, not tinted. This goes on sort of like a gel. If you've ever used a gel moisturizer, the way they're really like sort of thin and watery, they spread really far, they absorb really quickly, they don't leave your skin sticky or greasy. I love this one. Fantastic. I've been using this in the morning, like after all of that stuff. I'll put that on, and then I put on a sunscreen because it doesn't contain an SPF as far as I'm aware. And I just love it because it hydrates my skin, but it doesn't add any like balminess or oiliness. I know my skin's going to get oily throughout the day anyway, so I don't need something that's already going to like, you know, sort of boost the oils in my skin and destroy my makeup, especially when I'm going over the top with the sunscreen. So I've been really loving that. Awesome. Like, love Darren. He's great. Inspired by him, inspired by his products, really enjoying the products that I've used so far. You know, they're easy to use, the steps aren't confusing, they have like a whole list of all their products, where you should use them, what steps they work as, morning, night, all that stuff, what it mixes well with, when you should be like, make sure you wear a sunscreen after using this product, stuff like that. Like it's all very clearly explained, and I really like that because I feel like when you're using like, you know, when you're looking at, okay, here are 4 products that I can use at night, what goes first and where does everything, like what order do I use these in? So I know it can get like confusing, and even me, like I'm very confident with my skin, I'm very confident with trying new products, but even like sometimes I'm like, what goes first? My general rule is use the thinnest consistency products first and build up from there. But sometimes you're like, well, these are kind of the same. Can I even use them together? I don't know. Like, I just really like how they've made it so easy. So easy, so simple. It's not rocket science. And skincare shouldn't be rocket science. It should be easy, it should be simple, it should be fun and enjoyable. And I feel like Darren has made it fun and enjoyable. So I'm down with that. I do have more skincare. What have I done with my eye cream? Okay, found the eye cream, but we're not talking about that first. We're going to talk about Laneige. Now, this is the Special Care Water Sleeping Mask. In my last video, I said that I wasn't really impressed by this. I've been using it as a day cream, and people were mortified. They weren't mortified. They were, they just said, Hayley, you're fucking using it wrong. Derp. So I did not read the instructions when I got this because I didn't think I'd have to. You're supposed to put this over your night cream. So that's what I did in July. And I hate to say it, guys. I know people are going to be disappointed because this product is very, very loved. I still don't feel like this really does much for me. I feel like it's just an added step. I don't dislike the step because I do like the consistency. I like the scent. I like the way it feels on my skin, and I do enjoy like the process of using it. So that's not a problem. I just don't feel like the actual step has had any improvement on my skin. So I'm not really seeing the hype with this one. I am going to continue to use it because sometimes products do take longer than 4 weeks to see an improvement. So I'll keep using it, but yeah, at this point, my feelings haven't changed very much. Something from Laneige that I have actually been really enjoying is the Special Care Eye Sleeping Mask. Now, I don't use this at night. I use a retinol eye cream at night, which I love. I've been using, it's the Ultraceuticals Vitamin A MD range. I've been using that for months religiously, and it has never once irritated my eyes. And in the last few years, eye creams that I use over extended periods always start to irritate my eyes, and then I have to like change it up and come back to it. And anyway, I kind of like, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth with that eye cream. I just keep using it. I love it. I don't know, like I probably could use this over the top, but I don't. Yeah, I don't, because I'm not sure if it's like a good decision to make. So I've been using this during the day. Don't tell me off, because I read the instructions and it says that you can use it during the day if you want. And I love it during the day because I feel like it's a really nice, light but hydrating eye cream that doesn't get weird or like bunch up. It doesn't ball up. My makeup sits over it beautifully. It has a ceramic tip that I adore. It stays cold and I can like massage my eyes when they're all puffy in the morning, and that has been a very common occurrence for me lately. So yeah, I love this one, and again, I've been using it consistently and it hasn't irritated my eyes yet, so I'm very, very happy with that one. I like it. It feels like a nice, hydrating yet simple eye cream, and I am happy. I'm happy with this. Alright, let's talk about some makeup. I'm gonna start with something that just blew my fucking mind this month. It is the Suva Beauty Block Party palette. Now, you guys wouldn't have seen the video yet because it won't be up yet. I did a just doing my makeup using this very not wearable look, but fuck. Guys, these are so good. So I only use 3 eyeshadows in that video. I used Dancing Shoes, Barbecue, and Boombox. It was very dark. It was very smoky. It's big. It's, yeah, not a wearable look, unless you're like me and wearing crazy makeup makes you happy. Anyway, that video will be coming soon. But what got me about this palette, and this is what like just, oh god, I don't even have the words. Like, it literally made me so fucking happy. Dancing Shoes and Boombox are the best matte navy blue and teal shade I've ever used. I've bought a lot of palettes that have these sorts of shades in them for these shades, hoping that they would be what this is. Those palettes, you know, you use the shade and they don't go on super pigmented, and they'll skip like in here where I've got, you know, the skin's not as tight, or they go on patchy, or they don't blend well. These are none of that. None of that. These don't skip. They blend beautifully. The pigmentation is intense and vibrant. I took the tiniest bit of Boombox and like used it as a transition shade at the top, and it went so far. I could not believe how far it went. It was like, I don't know, I've never experienced these types of colors with a formula quite like this. Like, these put all of the teals and all of the dark navy blues that I've ever used to shame. They are amazing. I will say the metallics are also very nice. They stick well to the eye on their own. I used it wet as well, and you can get even more intensity with the color payoff and the finish. I love this palette. I love this palette. Okay, I've only used 3 shades, but if everything else in this palette is bad, I don't think it will be, and it's just these shades, these 3 that work beautifully, I don't give a fuck. It's so worth it. It is so worth it. If you love dark navy blues and like dark sort of teal shades, fuck man, get this palette. Get it. I'm just blown away. Suva is like, I'm so listening, Suva. I am listening. I am ready. I want more. I can't wait. Like, I can't wait to see what you guys do next, because if everything is going to be as good as these 3, then I'm like, yeah. Look, I don't actually expect everything to be as good as those 3 shades. There are always, you know, some shades that are great in palettes and some shades that aren't. But I'm really, really excited for Suva Beauty. And I'm really feeling the indie brands at the moment. So good on you, Suva. Keep doing that fucking good shit. I am going to talk about this, which is also about Suva, and it is not as good, but I think it's more on a personal level rather than an actual product level. It is the Suva Beauty Hydra Liners. Now, okay, the story is I had an allergic reaction to Freezy, so this is a matte Hydra Liner, and then they have 2 more. They have other shades as well, I believe. Tracksuit and Grape Soda. These are the UV ones. I haven't used these, so I can't comment on them. I've swatched them, but I haven't put them on my eyes. They are very pigmented, so I can attest to that. Now, Freezy, I had an allergic reaction to it, and it was a proper allergic reaction. I didn't even realize that there was a problem until I was washing it off, and I noticed that like where I'd had it as the wing liner, it was burning. And the next day when I woke up, I'd developed blisters in the shape of a wing liner. So I'm definitely allergic to something in here. I don't know if it is one of the base ingredients or if it's one of the pigments. And that's the reason why I kind of still want to try these. I still I don't know. Yeah, I still kind of want to. I have spoken to Suva about this too, and not because I was like, oh my god, you gave me an allergic reaction. It was more that I knew I'd be talking about it, and I did mention it when I filmed the demo of this palette. And I didn't want them to come across that and be like, why didn't you tell us? They did send us these products, so, you know, I'm very grateful for that. And I just wanted to let them know. Just be like, look, guys, heads up. And no hard feelings, of course. If you have an allergic reaction to something and you don't know that you're allergic to an ingredient, then what can you do? There's nothing that you can do. It didn't do any permanent damage, so it is what it is. It's an unfortunate series of events, essentially. So yeah, this one I will not use again because I know I'm allergic to it, and I know that it's not a good reaction. These ones I kind of still want to use, and Suva were like, Hayley, don't do that. Do a patch test if you have to, which I will do. I'm not going to go in stupid and do anything crazy with them, but I'll patch test these, and hopefully they'll be okay and I'll still be able to use them because the colors are stunning. In terms of how this wore on my eyes. This is a Hydra Liner, so it's activated with water, which means they are not waterproof, and if you rub at them, they can flake off, and they can, you know, you can sort of wipe them off if you're a bit rough. So that is something to keep in mind. However, you have like this amazing fucking intense colored pigment on your eyes. It's pretty fucking amazing. Like, yeah, I am sad that I can't wear this because I do actually like the product. I was impressed with it when I used it, but unfortunately it's just we cannot have a beautiful friendship, but maybe we can have a beautiful friendship, and we definitely have a fucking beautiful friendship. So with that all said, I'm still super excited to see what Suva bring out. I'm very impressed by their products, and I'm very, very thankful that they sent us the products to try out. Yeah, I've discovered an indie brand that I absolutely adore, and it's actually not the only indie brand that I actually fucking adore and have discovered this year. I also have stuff from JD Glow, but my battery's dying, so I'm gonna change it. So, JD Glow. Now, I was kicking myself when I was editing my last recap. I'm like, I forgot to talk about fucking JD Glow liners. So here I am talking about them, and it's fine that I'm talking about them now because I've been using them all month. I fucking love these things. So these are the Galaxy liners, liquid gel Galaxy liners from JD Glow Cosmetics. I have the original bundle, which includes oil spill. They have discontinued oil spill, and I think that is because they don't have access to that particular pigment. The other 5, they have reformulated to include more of the chameleon or multichrome pigment that they contain. Now, my experience with these particular liners that are not as pigmented or don't contain as much pigment as the new ones that are out, I love them. I absolutely love them. I feel like these have kind of not separated the beauty community, but people have mixed feelings about them. Some people are like no, and some people are like hell yes. I am a hell yes. These do have their faults in the fact that the nature of the formula can lift, it can peel, it can crack, but I don't give a fuck. I really do not give a fuck, because these are the most unique eyeliner products that I have in my collection, and they're probably, in terms of eyeliners that are in a tube like this, I think they might be the best quality that I own. So I've just grabbed a couple out of my stash that I've been using recently, because these have been inspiring me so much. Like, I'll use these and then the next day I'm like, you know what, I've got some other cool ones in my stash, I should try and use them, and I'm forever disappointed by them. So these, sometimes they go on not super opaque, like you'll do a layer and there'll be some patches that aren't super opaque, and I let it dry and I go over, I do a second layer and it is fully opaque. Now the brushes on this, or on these, is just, it's insane. It is so thin, and it holds together really, really well. I don't have any of my 6 where the brush hairs are like splayed, and they're not like, you know, a lot of the times when you have brushes like this, the brushes are actually quite fat, so when you're trying to do like a sharp pointed wing, you get a stubby blob wing. And that is what I've been experiencing a lot with these guys. So the other day I used a YSL, what are this? Fuck. Eyeliner Baby Doll in the shade, I don't know, something, 40KN. And it's just, the brush is so chub. It is too fat. The tip is too fat, and I always get like a blob wing, not a razor sharp cut a bitch wing. Then I was like, okay, I don't need a glittery liner today, but I definitely want a colored liner. So I pulled out the NYX Vivid Brights. This is in the shade Vivid Fire. Look at this brush. Look at that dangly hair. And it's just, it's also really like, I don't know, very pigmented, but it skips a lot. The formula, I don't know, it's kind of dry, wet dry, if that makes sense. And then there's the Urban Decay Razor Sharp Wing Liner. And this again is, I mean, it looks thin, but you go to actually do a wing and it's like, it's a blob. It's not, like, you can't get that razor sharpness. And if you like scrape off product so that it doesn't blob, it's got zero pigmentation. So I just don't, look, when I look at how these perform and I'm happy like all of the time, and then when I use these and I'm disappointed most of the time, man, I love you, JD Glow. I am going to buy more of your liners. 100%. I know they have a red one. Fucking want that. I want that. It's like a metallic red. That is 100% on the wish list to buy, and they are on my radar, and I am keeping an eye out for what they bring out, because I like what they're doing. So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that when they reformulated and put in more pigment that they also increased their price. A lot of people seem upset about that. I think it's completely fair. What I know about chameleon pigments or multichrome pigments, a few years ago, when they were really popular in nail art, I bought a range of them. I think it was 6 or 7 pots, and they were 2-gram pots of product. And it cost me over $100 US to get those pots, and that didn't include shipping. So I'm sure prices have come down over time, but I can understand why they had to increase their prices. I also, around that time, I picked up some off eBay that were like $1 with free shipping. And the difference between the high quality pigments that cost me a bomb and the like the eBay cheaper pigments was worlds apart. Like chalk and cheese. They just did not compare to each other. You had one that was amazing and beautiful and had a fantastic shift, went on smooth, it was really opaque, gorgeous, and then you had one that was like, it wasn't, just not even, like, it's not worth it. I mean, it's fine that they were only $1, but they don't look good. So I can respect that they had to raise their prices. It doesn't turn me off the brand. Do what you gotta do. You're bringing out amazing products. Like, I own nothing like that. I own nothing like that, and now I do, and I'm so happy to have them in my life. They are beautiful, beautiful liners. Couple more makeup items that I've been using this month. I've got the Wet n Wild Flights of Fancy Baked Blush in Hummingbird Hype. This is so pretty. Oh my god, look at it. So this is a peach blush with like a gold sort of shift, or I don't know, it's not really a shift, it's more of a gold reflect. So it flashes gold when the light hits it. This was given to us. We received a Flights of Fancy, excuse me, Flights of Fancy box set from Glam Raider. And this was one of the items that I took, and Kat took the other one, or the other blush. And I've been using this so much. I can't put it down. It's so beautiful, and it's the sort of thing, like, I don't want to touch it because the hummingbird is stunning, but the product is so fucking nice. I just want to use it every damn day. It is so nice. If you're not familiar with Glam Radar, and I want to give them a plug and give them props, they are an Australian Melbourne based company who stocks Wet n Wild, and they fight to get all of the good stuff. So they fight to get the Flights of Fancy box sets and the collection. They have all of the Wet n Wild foundations, the whole range of Wet n Wild foundations. So they're not screwing around, and because they're Melbourne based, you get, like, the shipping is quick. So I really like this blush, and I really like Glam Radar, and if you want to get some Wet n Wild stuff, I would recommend that you check them out if you are based in Australia. Another makeup product that I have, this is jacked up. This looks so jacked up. I've been rubbing the silver off the packaging. It is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. So I had two IT Cosmetics concealers in my stash, both Bye Bye Under Eye. One was the pot, which I believe is discontinued. I haven't seen it in store for a long time. And then there is this guy. Maybe they have another one as well. I think they have an illuminating one. I think. I don't have that one. I have this one. This is in the shade Neutral Medium. I love it. I fucking love this. I've been wearing it every day. It's super, like, it's thick, but for some reason it doesn't, like, cake or crease under my eyes, which is so nice. I had problems with the one in the pot. It was not a good time. But this one, I've been loving it. I've been using this actually over, like, all of this month, and I was using it in June as well. So yeah, that's on my love list at the moment. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that I love it. Some other makeup that I've been wearing a bit this month is from Bite Beauty. So these are the Spice lipsticks. Let's swatch these. This is Star Anise, and I have been loving that one. So I love greyish coloured anything pretty much. And then we have Pink Salt. This one's very pretty too. That is, again, it's more of like a rosy nude. This one is Lit Turmeric. Oh, fuck, man. That is probably, I don't know, it's one of the most interesting orange shades I think I've ever seen, because it's not straight up orange. It looks sort of straight up orange on my screen, but it's got like some peachy tones in there as well, which I think for me make it a little bit more wearable. Then I've got Toasted Cardamom. This one's also stunning. There we go. Oh, this one is Crushed Chili. Oh, that is so nice. That's sort of like a brick red shade. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the pigmentation of these is fucking beautiful. This one is Hot Harissa. Let's try and do it here. Oh, stop it. These are gorgeous. Kat and I did a swatch video of these over on Beauty News. Oh, fuck. They are absolutely stunning. Then we have Smoked Za'atar. So that is a sort of a, it's a nude, but it's more of like a darker mid-tone brownie nude. And then we have Saffron Fire. Get fucked. That is so fucking beautiful. So this range is, I mean, it's stunning. They're all sort of, I feel like this is a, I don't know if this is the right term to use, but this kind of has like earthy vibes to me. Like when I look at these shades, it kind of makes me think of like Ayers Rock. I don't know why, but yeah, it just feels very like earthy. Like I get the whole spice thing, obviously they're inspired by spices, but yeah, I get like major earthy vibes off them, and I really, really like them. I don't think the longevity is like, you know, really, really up there, but they do wear fairly well, and the formula is very comfortable, very pigmented. I'm trying to stack them up. There are 8 in the range, like I said, $40 each, so they're a little bit pricey. But being Bite Beauty, they're, you know, they're good quality. So if you're familiar with Bite Beauty, you probably know what's going on there. But yeah, I've been really enjoying those lipsticks this month, and now I'm going to try and get them off me. They're really pigmented, guys. Really, really pigmented. Okay, this video is really long, and it's going to be even longer because I've got other stuff to talk about, but I don't give a fuck. I want to talk about some candles real quick. I'm burning a Glasshouse candle every month, but this month I've been burning a massive, massive old favorite of mine. This is Taha. So this is vanilla caramel, or vanilla caramel. Smells so good. Now, this is not new to Glasshouse's range or anything like that. This is just a massive old favorite of mine. I have burnt through about, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these. I'm currently burning through this one, and I have 2 backups on my shelf up behind me. So this is one of my like favorite Glasshouse candles. Like, I'm never without one of these in my stash. I'm either burning one and planning on buying a backup, or I'm opening my backup and going to buy a backup. So it's one of those candles like, I guess it's like a holy grail. It's my holy grail candle. I always come back to this one. I love it. If you like sweet scents that sort of make you, you know, crave things like chocolate and caramel and all that stuff, ice cream, this is one that you should check out if you haven't already. I'm sure anyone who is a candle fan and lives in Australia who's watching this video, I'm sure you know what this smells like. I'm sure you're like nodding your head at the moment going, yes, yes, that does smell delicious. It's a great candle, amazing scent through, all that good stuff. I actually met the creator of Glasshouse candles last night while I'm filming this. She's a cool lady, so that, you know, that's cool. I love Glasshouse candles, and since meeting the owner, I kind of only love them more. Another one, and this is cheating, guys, because I haven't actually used this product. Look, tell me off if you want, because it's totally cheating. But I got to plug this one. It is the Melbourne candle from Glasshouse. This is coffee flower. It does not smell like coffee, okay? Just so your expectations are right if you go in store and smell this. But essentially what you have, and you might have seen this on Beauty News, we raved about it, it is a black vessel with a metallic dark blue print. It says 3000, which is a postcode of Melbourne, and you've got your little tag with a tram, because we are well known for our trams. Now, the reason I haven't burnt this is not because I don't like the scent. Oh, I love the scent. It kind of, it reminds me of something, but I don't know what. You might see the reason I haven't the reason I haven't burnt it is because the wax is black, and they are not going to be black, or they aren't black, that are being sold in store. The ones that went to market actually have a white wax, and they opted not to go with the black wax because it affects the scent, and because the scent is the most important part of Glasshouse candles, obviously they have to sacrifice the black wax, but the black wax is very appropriate for a Melbourne candle. So I don't think I'll ever burn this. I think this will always be something that I keep as like a collector's piece from a brand that I love and adore. And also the person who gifted us this, I love and adore her as well. So, you know, it's kind of like, this has sentimental value for me, so I'm just going to hoard it away But the moral of the story is, if you are anywhere where they have a Melbourne candle hanging around, I do suggest that you give it a smell, because it is beautiful. And not only is the scent beautiful, the quality is going to be great. We all know that with Glasshouse. But the vessel is a really beautiful piece as well. Alright, that's out of the way. Let's talk about some other stuffs that I got up to, oh my god, that I got up to in July. So let's start with travel. We went to Sydney for a YouTube creator sort of workshop thing that went over 2 days on a weekend, and while we were there, by the way, the event was great. It's always good to chit chat to professionals who are like willing to share their expertise and their knowledge of their fields that you have, like, you know, no clue about. I always find that fascinating. So that was a great event. But we did host a meetup while we were there, and it was fantastic. It was so lovely for everyone to come out, and everyone was so enthusiastic and so nice. And a lot of people, you know, towards the end of the night I was asking, you know, how long will it take you to get home? And a lot of them had a lot of traveling to do, and I felt bad for them. But yeah, people definitely went out of their way for us, and if you were there, I just want to say thank you so much for coming along. It was a really fantastic night. I was flat as a tack. My god. We'd been up so early and we were like already worn out from work, and I'm an introvert, so we had already had like a busy month where there was, you know, lots of like going places and doing things, and, you know, for me, even just being at a place, like just going to the supermarket for me is kind of exhausting. Like having all of the people and stuff like that around me, it's like that alone can wear me out. So having like, you know, a build up in that month of lots of going out and doing things and being around a lot of people, I was feeling very like worn out. And then that day, you know, getting up at 5 o'clock and being at the airport, and oh my god, I was struggling by the end of the day. So I felt really shit about that, because like I felt like I wasn't, you know, my best self at that point in the day, which was a shame. But it's not much you can do about it. You can't, like, I'm really bad at faking it. I'm terrible at faking it. But everyone was really good about it. Like, some people said, oh, are you alright? And I'm like, yeah, I'm so tired, and I'm an introvert, and I'm like, I'm a shit, I know, I'm sorry. But I really appreciate everyone who came out. It was so good to meet you guys, and like talk about you guys. It's funny, you know, like we talk about ourselves and what we like and all that stuff so much. So to have someone, you know, bring up something that maybe you said in a video or something like that, and then to be able to ask them, like, what about you? Like, what's your favorite blah? Or, you know, what's your routine with blah? That was really nice, because it actually, like, it feels like a proper, like, friendship and social interaction, you know, like it's almost like sitting down with your old buddies and a drink and being like, so what did you get up to this week? Blah blah blah. So that was really nice. I really enjoyed that. And thank you guys if you came out to see us. That means a lot to us. The next place we went to was Brisbane, and this was for another YouTube creator event, and it was run by Changer Studios. Now, if you live in Brisbane or Queensland and you are not familiar with Changer Studios and you create content on YouTube, I would highly recommend that you Google these guys, start following them on social media, and take advantage of what they have to offer, because not only are these fantastic people, but they are a wealth of information, and they're inspiring, and they can really help to elevate YouTube channels, basically. Excuse me, I just burped. But they are fantastic. Ant and Farad, like, you just fucking top-notch blokes who know their shit. They are so good. So anyway, they had us go up to Brisbane to host it was a class about formatting and programming a YouTube channel, and we got to like sit in and talk about, you know, why you should do things you shouldn't do. We answered some questions, stuff like that, and we also got to talk to other creators who were like smaller channels or people who were thinking about starting up YouTube channels. And a few people who were there were also subscribers of ours, and it was so good to meet these people and be able to like chat about what they were already doing or what they were thinking of doing. Very inspiring, some awesome, fantastic channel ideas. Yeah, really, like, it's so great to talk to other creators about YouTube, especially in an environment like that where everyone's got their creative juices flowing, because they tell you their idea and you're like, holy fuck, that's such a good idea. And you sort of bounce off each other, and it's just really, like, it's really, really cool. So not only did we get to meet more subscribers, and there's like the hugs and, you know, the excitement of meeting these people, but there's also like the inspiration of sharing, you know, like information about a platform that everyone there is passionate about. So that was so good. So good. There was one particular lady there. I'm a bit hesitant to, like, I won't say her name and I won't say what she was planning on doing, but I think you know who you are, and I really hope you go ahead with that channel idea, because goddamn, I would watch the shit out of that. I would watch the shit out of that. Very unique. And I know that particular message was literally aimed at one person, but yeah, that has been, like, it's stuck in my mind since the event. So it was really good. I loved Brisbane, and the weather up there, my god, jealous. Can't wait for summer in Melbourne. Alright, something else I did in July was have lip fillers. However, I'm actually going to leave that to the end because I'm going to be talking about injections. So if you don't like listening about that or hearing about that stuff, you can end the video. I mean, you can end it now if you want. But first, I'm actually going to talk about some stage performances that I saw. The other night, I went and saw Snow White. It was it's a French ballet, like a French ballet team group. What are they called? I don't know. Anyway, French. Costumes done by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and I do mention this in the end of my Suva demo thing, just doing my makeup. Like, I'm all like, oh, I'm going to see the ballet, I'm so excited. So yeah, anyway, I went and saw it with my mum, and it's a contemporary ballet, and I'm very familiar with the story of Snow White. But I was so disappointed. And I hate to say that. I hate to say it. I feel like, alright, for starters, it's contemporary ballet, okay? So if you don't like contemporary ballet, you're probably not going to like this show. And I think something that I learned is I don't like contemporary ballet. It doesn't interest me. I feel like traditional ballet is more visually appealing to me personally. Now, the whole show wasn't bad. There were some scenes, like there's a scene with the deer, which was fascinating, and I was enthralled with the dance, and I wouldn't say it was ballet even in the slightest. It was kind of like contemporary, like, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, almost like interpretive dance type thing. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Don't stop. Keep doing more. That was really good. There's also a scene where, like, Snow White, you know, she eats the apple, and another thing happens, and that was visually like stunning to watch. When you first meet the dwarves, that was really like, that was great. And then there's the part where the prince finds Snow White and, you know, he's devastated, which eventually leads to a kiss. That was also kind of amazing. And there was, I feel like there was quite a bit of like ballet within that part. So it wasn't all bad. It just, I felt like the peaks of the show were really good, but the lulls were really kind of like really dragged, which was a shame, because I feel like with ballet, each time they, you know, they do a piece, you've got like a build up to the peak, and then it very, like it peters off and the dance is over and it moves on to another one. But I felt like with this one, the build up wasn't there in so many of the dances. Like it was almost like the dances before the good parts was the build up, and it was long and drawn out, and yeah, I didn't love it. The costumes, while they were good, look, the costumes, if I didn't know that they were made by Jean-Paul Gaultier, wouldn't have guessed. And wouldn't have given a fuck. Would have been like, it's alright. It's okay. Whatevs. The costumes in Swan Lake, I also went and saw Swan Lake, maybe it was end of June or early July. They were better in that. Like, yeah. So, yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Snow White, which is a shame. Tickets are really expensive, so I think that's what kind of, you know, turned me off it a little bit after I'd seen it. But yeah, it was like, yeah, kind of disappointing. But I am not a fucking ballet critique. I am simply telling you about my experience with going to see Snow White. Swan Lake, however, if you have Swan Lake coming to your city, fuck man, if you like the ballet, go and see that. Go and see that. Go and see it. The girl who plays Odette, oh, holy fuck, man. Holy fuck. So good. So good. Even if you don't like ballet, that was the first official ballet I took my mum to, and she was like, oh, so amazing. She was like, this is just, how does she move like that? I'm like, it's fucking black magic, mum. It is black magic. Yeah, Swan Lake was beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Okay, last thing. Let's get on to the lip fillers. If you don't want to hear about injections in the face, now is the time to say goodbye. Feel free to leave your comments down below if you are gonna switch off now. Thanks for watching. But I did have lip fillers. So lip fillers have been something that I've been seriously thinking about doing for over a year, and for years before that, wondering if maybe it was something that would work for me. So the reason I got lip fillers was to even out my asymmetrical lips. And when I first went and got Botox, I spoke to the lady who gave me my Botox, Jane, about whether like lip fillers would, you know, help. And she was like, yeah, they probably will. We can do a lot with lip fillers these days. So I took my mum to Total Face Group. That's where I go for all of my injectables, on Exhibition Street in the Melbourne CBD, and I see a lady named Jane. So I took my mum for Botox because she had expressed wanting to get Botox, and I was like, yep, if you want it, you can give it a go, see if you like it. By the way, she does. So I took her, and I also booked myself in for lip fillers. And essentially they put numbing cream all over my lips and around my lips, and we left that on for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour. When it came to actually like injecting the lips, they started on this side, and the first needle goes in. I couldn't feel the actual needle. I could feel like I was numb. I could feel pressure, that something was happening there, but it wasn't until the fluid went in that I felt like a sort of stinging pain. The filler fluid, I had Juvederm Ultra and I had 1 ml like all over. It contains a local anesthetic, so once it goes in it starts to actually numb the area. So that, like, the initial sort of you know, depositing of the fluid, that stings a little bit. Sorry, I'm burpy. I'm having a drink. I'm getting ready to go out with my family for a birthday dinner. So just, you know, chilling. Anyway, so yeah, the initial depositing of the fluid, that stings a little bit, but once that's over, can't feel it. So she did one side, all good. I had more in this side than I did in this side because she had to really lift this side of my lip. And then she did, I think she did this side next, or maybe she did my bottom lip next. Anyway, doesn't matter. When she was doing this side, again, the initial, like, you know, initial prick doesn't hurt, but the fluid going in does. I think the worst part is when she was doing like up here on the Cupid's bow, because they get the needle up in there too. That was the only time where like it kind of made my eyes water a little bit, or I felt like I had to close my eyes because it was like, that stings. So that was probably the worst part, but it's so quick that it's like it would never stop me from getting it done again. I also had like the bottom lip done, and I had, like, you know, in here and here to plump out the bottom lip. Oh, fuck, I love the bottom lip. It's so cute. That didn't hurt at all. Didn't feel it. I think the only like downside for fillers with me was how much I swelled. I swelled so much. It was so funny. She did this side and she showed me in the mirror, and I was like, holy fuck. She's like, that's not all fluid, you're swelling. Then I think she went on this side and she put in just a little bit, because I had a lot less on this side. She put in a little bit and she showed me in the mirror, and it already had like started to swell bigger than this side. So yeah, I swell really, really quickly, and my lips were massive. They were massive for days, and I was kind of worried. Like when we left the clinic, she's like, you've swollen a lot, don't worry, they're gonna go down a lot. Go home, take an antihistamine, just take it easy, you know, put your feet up, relax, which is basically what I did. And it actually took about 3 days for the swelling to start look like it was going down. Now I know from my past experience with other like injuries and when I had my ears done and stuff like that, I know I swell a lot. I know that swelling is like one of my body's reactions to trauma. And I know that I bruise really easy as well. I didn't really have a lot of bruising. I had one that was quite dark over here, but that was because, you know, she had to spend a lot of time in there filling the lip and stuff like that, trying to get the shape right. So I understand that I had that there, or why I had that there, and why it was more prominent in that particular spot than it was anywhere else. Didn't bother me. The bruise went down. It started to go down the next day, but it took about 3 or 4 days for it to be like undetectable. Not like I couldn't see it. And that's not unusual for me when it comes to like how quickly my bruises sort of fade when I get them. So yeah, once everything started to like go down and I could see them for what they were going to be, I was like, okay, wow, these are pretty cool. I really like them. I'm really happy with them. Alright guys, I'm gonna go because I have to get ready for dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave any comments down in the comment section about this feature length fucking blockbuster of a video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.